Come study with me. We open the books and we keep our feet steady. Let's master our craft. Let's work on our dreams. One page at a time till the whole room believes. May God give you intelligence. May He give you wisdom, critical thinking too. Let it rise in you. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes. Oh, you've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp, with a great memory. Oh, come and study with me. Come study with me. May you pass every exams with grace in your hands. When the paper gets hard, you can still take a stand. No matter if you wanna be a CPA, MD, or RN, you got what it takes. You can win again. May God give you intelligence. Oh, may He give you wisdom.
Heavenly Father, as I sit down today to study, I ask you like David did, give me understanding that I may learn thy commandments. Open my mind to understand what I read. Help me remember what I learn and apply it correctly. Give me the wisdom you gave to Solomon, an understanding heart to discern truth and make sound decisions. When concepts seem difficult, grant me patience. When I become tired, renew my strength. When I face exams and challenges, bring to my remembrance the knowledge I have studied. Let my education be a tool to serve others, create opportunities, and bring glory to you. Give me insight beyond information and wisdom beyond knowledge. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, everybody, welcome to my study time. Today again, we're going to take a few hours to study and master something. Grab your computer, your notebook, your book, whatever you use to study, and let's go ahead and go into deep focus and learn something. Amen. Amen. to cover costs incurred. That means budgets. During that same period, this focus is always associated with modified accrual accounting. Government-wide financial statement present an entire government's results. These financial statements provide information about the government's overall operating results and how effectively its resources were used to fulfill its obligations. Because government-wide financial statements present the government's net position over time, they are prepared using the economic resources measurement focus and the accrual basis of accounting. Government-wide financial statements present the results of an entire governmental unit. They are prepared using the economic resource measurement focus and the accrual basis of accounting. Which basis of accounting is required for a city's government-wide financial statements? Governmental funds are modified. State and local government fund characteristics. Entity, governmental funds, accounting system, modified accrual, measurement focus, current financial resources. Proprietary funds, accounting system, full accrual, measurement focus, economic resources. Fiduciary funds, full accrual, accounting system, full accrual, measurement focus, economic resources. Government-wide accounting system, full accrual, measurement focus, economic resources. State and local, example, city, government financial statement, government financial statements are characterized by their measurement focus. That means which item or which items are reported. And basis of accounting. That means when and how to report items. There are two types of measurement focus. The economic resources measurement focus requires reporting all resources obtained and obligations incurred, current and long term. This focus is always associated with full accrual accounting. The current financial resources measurement focus is a single period focus that measures the extent to which financial resources obtained during the period are sufficient to cover costs incurred, and means budgets. During that same period, this focus is always associated with modified accrual accounting. Government-wide financial statements present an entire governmental unit's results. These financial statements provide information about the government's overall operating results and how effectively its resources were used to fulfill its obligations. Because government-wide financial statements present the government's net position over time, they are prepared using the economic resources measurement focused in the accrual basis of accounting. Neither the cash basis nor the modified cash basis is a GAAP compliant basis of accounting for governmental or for profit entities. Only governmental fund financial statements, not government-wide, are prepared using modified accrual accounting. Only governmental fund financial statements are prepared using modified accrual accounting, not government-wide. Things to remember: government-wide financial statements present the results of an entire governmental unit. They are prepared using the economic resources measurement focus and the accrual basis of accounting. The city of Cobb has two trust funds for the benefit of the city's library: Trust Fund A and Trust Fund B. Only the earnings from Trust Fund A can be expended, and both the principal and interest from Trust Fund B can be expended. How should the city of Cobb report its trust fund? Trust Fund A, Trust Fund B, permanent, special revenue, permanent, special revenue. The city of Cobb has two trust funds for the benefit of the city's library: Trust Fund A and Trust Fund B. Only the earnings from Trust Fund A can be expended, and both the principal and interest from Trust Fund B can be expended. Trust Fund A is permanent. Trust Fund B is a special revenue. As only the earnings from Trust Fund A can be expended. Talking about fund categories and types: permanent assets with restricted principal, debt, service, interest, and principal payment; capital projects, major acquisition, special revenue, earning, earmarked source, general fund, all other activities. Permanent assets with restricted principal. So if the asset has a restricted principal, it's permanent. Debt service, interest, and principal payment. This is debt service when we're talking about interest and principal payment. Capital projects, major acquisitions. Capital projects, major acquisitions. Special revenue, earmarked source. Earmarked source. General fund, all other activities. General funds are all other activities. Local and state governments used 11 types of funds to report their financial activities. These fund types are organized into three categories: governmental, proprietary, and fiduciary funds. Proprietary funds are for business-like activities. Example, utility, airport. Fiduciary funds are for resources held on behalf of multiple agencies or private individuals. And governmental funds include most government functions. Example, library fund. The governmental fund category consists of 5 fund types: general, debt service, capital project, special revenue, and permanent. Revenues from earmarked resources used to financial designated activities are reported in the special revenue fund. Assets provided by a government entity of which only the earnings, not the principal, are spendable are accounted for in permanent funds. Okay. The 5 types of funds under the governmental fund category are general, debt service, capital project, special revenue, and permanent. Remember that the 5 types of funds under the governmental fund category are general, debt service, capital project, special revenue, and permanent. Funds earmarked for operating activities are reported in the special revenue fund. The permanent fund accounts for assets with non-spendable principal. Okay. The 5 types of funds under the governmental fund category are general, debt service, capital project, special revenue, and permanent. Funds earmarked for operating activities are reported in the special revenue fund. The permanent fund accounts for assets with non-spendable principal. Permanent special revenue. Which of the following funds of government unit recognizes revenue in the accounting period in which they become available and measurable? All right, so here we are learning. Here we are learning about the difference between governmental funds and proprietary funds. Key rule: general fund, governmental fund. All right, so general fund is in governmental fund. It uses modified accrual accounting, current financial resources measurement focus. Revenue is recognized when it is measurable and available. So for the general fund, the measure of the foreign fund of a government unit recognizes revenues in the accounting period in which they become available. So the general fund I have to take a break. Okay. All right, I'm back. Okay, so a fund of governmental unit that recognizes revenues in the accounting period in which they become available, in which they become measurable. Here we're talking about general fund. We have the option of general fund. General fund is part of governmental fund. It uses modified accrual accounting, current financial resources, measurement focus, current financial resources measurement focus. So revenue is recognized when it is measurable and available. So general fund. Enterprise fund is proprietary fund. It uses full accrual accounting, economic resources measurement focus. Revenue is recognized when it is earned. Revenue is recognized when it is earned. It does not require the revenue to be available. Okay. All right. CPA exams, whenever you see available and measurable, immediately think governmental funds, modified accrual. And whenever you see enterprise fund, internal service fund, think full accrual, like a business. Alright, for CPA exams, whenever you see available and measurable, immediately think governmental funds equals modified accrual. And whenever you see enterprise fund, internal service fund, think full accrual like a business. Okay. Stock outstanding at January 1st, year 1 on July 1st, year 1. It is issued 400,000 additional shares of common stock outstanding all year, where 10,000 shares of non-convertible cumulative preferred stock. What is the number of shares that DEC should use to calculate year 1 earnings per share? What is the number of shares that DEC should use to calculate year 1 earnings per share? So here we're talking about earnings per share. DEC Co. at 120,000 shares of common stock outstanding at January 1st, year 1 on July. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Earning per share. This is EPS earning per share question. The denominator for EPS is the weighted average common shares outstanding. Step 1, shares outstanding January 1st to June 30th is 120,000 shares times 6 divided by 12. That's 60,000. Step 2, additional shares issued July 1st. 40,000 shares were issued and outstanding for 6 months. 40,000 times 6 divided by 12 is 20,000. Step 3, original shares outstanding July 1st to December 31st. The original 120,000 shares were outstanding all year. 120,000 shares times 12 divided by 12 is 120,000. Total weighted average shares 120,000 plus 20,000 equals 140,000. What about the preferred stock? The question asks for the number of shares used in denominator. The 10,000 shares of non-convertible cumulative preferred stock affect the numerator net income available to common shareholders, not the denominator. 140,000. So for the CPA exam shortcut for EPS, earnings per share, the denominator equals weighted average common shares only. Common stock, denominator, non-convertible preferred stock, numerator only. Convertible securities may affect diluted EPS. So when you see non-convertible preferred stock, ignore it for the denominator. Let's go more basic on that so that we can understand where this is coming from. Explain that in a more understandable way. Alright, so forget the formula for a moment and think about what EPS is trying to measure. What is EPS? EPS means how much profit belongs to each common share. Yeah, earnings per share is how much profit belongs to each common share. If a company earns $140,000 and has 140 shares, then EPS equals 140,000 divided by 140. So it's $1 per share. Understood. So the real question is, how many shares were around during the year so to share in the profits or to share in the profit? Let's use a pizza example. Suppose I have a pizza business. From January to June, I have 120 owners. Then on July 1st, I sell ownership to 40 new people, bringing the total to 160 owners. Should the new owners get credit for the entire year? No. They only owned the company for half the year. That's why we weigh the shares. Applying it to the question, January 1st to June 30th, there were 120 shares. So 120 shares, so we say 120 owners. They were around for 6 months. July 1st to December 31st, there were 160 shares. Because the company issued 40,000 more shares. But those extra 40,000 shares only existed for 6 months. Another way to see it, start with the shares that were there all year. 120,000 shares times 12 divided by 12 is 120,000. Now add the new shares. 40,000 shares times 6 divided by 12, that's 20,000 shares. 20,000. Total weighted average shares, 120,000 plus 20,000 is 140,000. Why do we ignore the preferred stock? Think of preferred stock as a different class of ownership. The question asks how many common shares should be used. Okay. The 10,000 preferred shares are not common shares. They don't belong to the share count. Instead, preferred dividends reduce the income available to common shareholders. So common shares, denominator, preferred dividend, numerator. The CPA shortcut. When you see common stock issued during the year, adjust the denominator. Preferred stock, convertible, ignore the denominator. The words weighted average. Think how long was each share outstanding. That's the entire idea behind EPS. Every share gets credit only for the portion of the year it existed. Every share gets credit only for the portion of the year it existed. Okay. Makes sense? At the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, Stamco had 200,000 shares of common stock issued and outstanding. On March 31st, the company issued 40,000 additional shares. On July 1st, it declared and distributed a 50% stock dividend. And on September 30th, repurchased 10,000 shares as treasury stock. What amount of shares should STEM use to calculate basic earnings per share? Basic earnings per share. Let's introduce a new CPA twist. Stock dividends are treated as if they happened at the beginning of the year. Stock dividends are treated as if they happened at the beginning of the year. Let's build it slowly. Step 1, start with the timeline. January 1st, 200,000 shares. March 31st, issued 40,000 more shares. Total 240,000 shares. July 1st, 50% stock dividend. A 50% stock dividend means every shareholder gets 50% more shares. That means every shareholder gets 50% more shares. 240,000 shares times 50% is 120,000 new shares. Total after dividend is 360,000 shares. September 30th, repurchased 10,000 shares as treasury stock. 360,000 minus 10,000 is 350,000 shares. Step 2, the special stock dividend rule. Normally, we weight shares based on how long they existed, but stock dividends are different. Why? Because no new money came into the company. The company simply cut the ownership pie into more slices. Think of a pizza. Before eight slices, after 12 slices, it's still the same pizza. Therefore, when a stock dividend occurs, we pretend those extra shares existed all year. Step 3, restate all prior shares. Before the dividend, we had 200,000 original shares. 40,000 issued March 31st. Apply the 50% stock dividend to both. 200,000 times 1.5 is 300,000. 40,000 times 1.5, 60,000 equals 60,000. Now weight them. Original shares, 300,000 times 12 divided by 12. That's 300,000. March issuance, 60,000 times 9 divided by 12 is 45,000. Treasury stock repurchase, 10,000 times 3 divided by 12 is 2,500. Subtract because treasury stock reduces shares outstanding. Okay, so when you repurchase your shares, it reduces the shares outstanding. So in this case, you will subtract. Step 4, add everything. So you have 300,000 plus 45,000 minus 2,500. That's 342,500. Okay. So for CPA shortcut, whenever you see stock dividend, stock split, immediately think, go back and restate all prior shares as if the split dividend or the dividend happened on January 1st. That's the rule that makes this question different from the previous EPS problem. I see. Okay. 342. The question is, at the beginning of the year, Stumco had 200,000 shares of common stock issued and outstanding. On March 31st, the company issued 40,000 additional shares. On July 1st, it declared and distributed a 50% stock dividend, and on September 30th, repurchased 10,000 shares as treasury stock. What amount of shares should STEM use to calculate basic earnings per share, basic EPS? The question is, Genco had 200,000 shares of common stock and 20,000 shares of 10%. $100 par value cumulative preferred stock. No dividends on common stock were declared during the year. Net income was $2 million. What was Jen's basic earnings per share? This question is showing you why preferred stock affects the numerator of EPS. Let's go step by step. What is EPS? EPS asks how much of the company's profit belongs to the common shareholders. Not all shareholders, only the common shareholders. Common shareholders only. Start with net income. Net income is $2 million. At first glance, you might think 2 million divided by 200,000, 2 million divided by 200,000 shares equals $10 per share. But that's wrong because they are preferred shareholders. Calculate the preferred dividend. The preferred stock is 20,000 shares. The preferred stock is 20,000 shares. $100 par value. 10% cumulative preferred stock. Each preferred share gets $100 times 10% equals $10 dividend per share. Total preferred dividend, 20,000 times 10 is $200,000. Step 4, why subtracted? Think of the preferred shareholders as being first in line. The company earned $2 million. Before common shareholders get anything, preferred shareholders are entitled to $200,000. So the amount available to common shareholders is $2 million minus $200,000. So that's $1,800,000. Step 5, divide by common shares. Common shares to 200,000. EPS equals 1.8 million divided by 200,000. That's $9. Important CPA point. Notice the question says no dividends on common stock were declared. That information is actually a distraction. For EPS, we do not subtract common dividends. We only subtract preferred dividends. Memory trick. When you see cumulative preferred stock, think subtract the preferred dividend from net income. Even if it wasn't declared, subtract the preferred dividend from net income, even if it wasn't declared, because cumulative preferred shareholders are entitled to that dividend before common shareholders. So the EPS formula becomes net income minus preferred dividends divided by weighted average common shares. In this question, 2 million minus 200,000 divided by 200,000. That's why it's 9. This is the first EPS question where the preferred stock affects the numerator, whereas the earlier questions affect the denominator. That's the key distinction. Which of the following best describes the content of SEC from 10K for SEC Form 10K? Audited or reviewed frequency. The 10K, remember we have different. What is Form 10K? A 10K is the company's annual report filed with the SEC. A 10K is the company's annual report filed with the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. Because it is the annual report, the financial statements are audited and annual, so the answer is audited annually. The easiest way to remember SEC, we have Form 10K, it's annual, it's audited. We have Form 10Q, which is quarterly reviewed, not audited. We have Form 8K, special event, not a periodic report. Remember, it's three forms. Form 10K is annually, and it's audited. Form 10Q is quarterly. You see Q, quarterly reviewed, not audited. Form 8K, special event, not a periodic report. Think of it like this. At the end of the year, investors want the full inspection. That's the 10K. audited financial statements filed once per year, most comprehensive report. During the year, investors just want updates. That's the 10Q, quarterly reviewed by auditors, less extensive than an audit. CPA memory trick. K, yearly King report. 10K annual plus audited. Q, quarter. 10Q, quarterly reviewed. 8K, okay, something happened. Merger, bankruptcy, CEO resignation, major acquisition. So for this question, 10K. So if it's a special event, like a merger, like a bankruptcy, a CEO resign, a major acquisition, it's gonna be an 8K. Something happened. Okay? Remember that. So which one of the following describes SEC form 10K? 10K, it is audited and annually. Okay. On December 31st, year 1, Case Inc. had 300,000 shares of common stock issued and outstanding. Case issued a 10% stock dividend on July 1st, year 2. On October 1st, year 1, Case purchased 24,000 shares of its common stock for treasury and recorded the purchase by the cost method. What is the number of shares that should be used in computing basic earnings per share for the year ended December 31st, year 2? Okay, it's the same question. Start with the original shares. Step 1, start with the original shares. On December 31st, year 1, 300,000 shares outstanding. Step 2, stock dividend. On July 1st, year 2, 10% stock dividend. A stock dividend is treated as if it happened at the beginning of the year for EPS, earnings per share. So restate the beginning shares. 300,000 times 110% is 330,000 shares. Think the company didn't get new money, it just cut the ownership pie into more slices. So for EPS purposes, pretend the 330,000 shares existed all year. Step 3, treasury stock purchases. On October 1st, year 2, company bought back 24,000 shares. Treasury stock reduces shares outstanding. But treasury stock is when the company buys back its own shares. So it reduced the shares outstanding. Treasury stock reduces shares outstanding, but those shares were only gone for the last 3 months of the year. Weight them. 24,000 times 3 divided by 12. 6,000. Subtract from the denominator. 330,000 minus 6,000 is 324,000. So for CPA shortcut, when you see stock dividend or stock split, so stock dividend is the same thing as stock split. Restate prior shares as if it happened on January 1st. When you see treasury stock purchase, subtract weighted average shares for the period they were purchased. For this question, start with 300,000 stock dividend plus 10%. Treasury stock minus 24,000. 24,000 times 3 divided by 12. That's minus 6,000. Alright. So 330,000 minus 6,000 is 324,000. This is almost identical to the previous question. Explain to me weighted average shares. Explain that. Let me see. Explain weighted average shares to me so it makes sense. The easiest way to understand weighted average shares is to forget accounting and think about people sharing pie. Imagine we earned $120,000 at the beginning of the year. There are 120 owners. If nobody joins or leaves, each owner gets 120,000 divided by 120 equals 1,000. Easy. Now let's add new owners mid-year. Suppose on July 1st, 40 new owners join. Now there are 160 owners. Should those 40 new owners get credit for the whole year's profit? No. Why? Because they were not owners during January, February, March, April, May, and June. They only owned the company for half the year. So we count them as 40 times 6 divided by 12 equals 20. Okay, 40 times 6 divided by 12. In effect, those 40 owners count as only 20 full year owners. That's why 120 plus 20 equals 140 weighted average shares. Another example, suppose January 1st, 100 shares. October 1st, issue 60 more shares. The 60 new shares only existed for 3 months. So 100 times 12 divided by 12 equals 100. 60 times 3 divided by 12 equals 15. Weighted average shares 115, not 160. Why does the CPA care? Because EPS is asking how many shares participated in earning this year's profit. A share that existed all year contributed more than a share that existed only 3 months. Treasury stock works the same way. Suppose start with 100 shares. Buy back 12 shares on October 1st. Those 12 shares were gone for only 3 months. So subtract 12 times 3 divided by 12 equals 3 weighted average shares. 100 minus 3 is 97, not 88. The mental picture: think of a company as a boss. Every share is a passenger. Some passengers ride the entire year. Some get on halfway through the trip. Some get off before the trip ends. Weighted average shares ask, on average, how many passengers were riding the bus during the year? That's all. That's all it is. One more CPA shortcut. Whenever you see issued share, issued shares, add weighted shares. Treasury stocks subtract weighted shares. Stock dividend, stock split. Pretend it happened on January 1st and restate all prior shares. You keep asking how long was this share riding on the bus? Okay. October 1st, year 2, Case purchased 24,000 shares of its common stock for treasury. So now, Case purchased 24,000 shares of its common stock for treasury and recorded the purchase by the cost method. Okay. So three things happen. On December 31st, year 1, Case Inc. had 300,000 shares of common stock issued and outstanding. Case issued 10% stock dividend on July 1st, year 2. On October 1st, year 2, Case purchased 24,000 shares of its common stock for treasury and recorded the purchase by the cost method. What is the number of shares that should be used in computing basic earnings per share for the year ended December 31st, year 2? Okay, start with 300,000. Stock dividend 10%, 330,000. Treasury stock minus 24 times 3 divided by 12 is 6,000. 24 times 3 divided by 12, 6,000. So 330,000 minus 6,000 is 324. Okay. Okay. So you have 300,000. Issued 10%, that's 330,000. You purchase 24,000. When? Year 2, October 1st. So that's 3 months before the year ends. It's gonna be 3 months. So it's gonna be 24 times 3 divided by 12. That's 6,000. Okay, 24 times 3 divided by 12. And then that, okay, 324,000. market value over 700 million is required to file its annual report with the SEC within what? File annual report. A U.S. public company with a market value over 700 million is required to file its annual report with the SEC within 40 days after the end of the reporting period. Okay, let me see. This is testing SEC filing deadlines. Okay. The clue is market value over 700 million. A U.S. public company with a market value over $700 million is required to file an annual report with the SEC within what? Market value over $700 million. That means the company is a large accelerated filer. SEC filing deadlines. Company types. Company type. 10K2. Large accelerated filer. Over $700 million every 60 days. Accelerated filer. Less than 700 million, 75 days. Non-accelerated filer, 90 days. How to remember it? Think big company, more resources, faster filing. Small company, fewer resources, more time. So largest companies, 60 days. Medium companies, 75 days. Smaller companies, 90 days. What about 40 days? That's a trick answer. 40 days is associated with certain 10Q, which is quarterly filing deadline, not the annual 10K. So 60 days after the end of the reporting period. So for a company with $700 million, it's every 60 days or 60 days after the end of the reporting period. 60 days, not every 60 days. It is annually, but 60 days after the end of the reporting period. 60 days after the end of the reporting period. After the end of the reporting period. Over $700 million is required to file its annual report with the SEC within 60 days after the end of the reporting period. So think of it like just you do your taxes. There is a time period that you need to file your taxes. So for big companies over $700 million, they have 60 days after the reporting period to report. This is the 10K form. That's a 10K form, the annual form. Okay, So less than 700 million is 75 days. Less than 700 million is 75 days. And then smaller companies, it's 90 days. Middle size. Large as accelerated filer, 10K to 60 days after the reporting period. After the end of the reporting period. A company that is a large accelerated filer, must file its Form 10Q with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission within how many days after the end of the report of the period. Now it's not the 10K, now it's 10Q. The quarterly report. To dominate EPS. The key phrase is the large accelerated filer, Form 10Q. Remember the Form 10K annual report, 10Q quarterly report, 8K major event. Step 2, remember the deadlines. For large accelerated filer, the 10K is 60 days after the deadline. 10Q is 40 days after the deadline. Okay, after the end of the period. Right? So the 10K is 60 days, the 10Q is 40 days for large accelerated filer. Q quarterly 40 days. The quarterly report is shorter and less detailed than the annual report, so the SEC wants it filed sooner. Quick SEC cheat sheet for FAR. Form 10K annual audited 60 days. 10Q quarterly reviewed 40 days. 8K significant event 4 business days. So you have to file within 4 business days. If you memorize only 3 number for the CPA exam, 10K 60, 10Q 40, 8K 4 business days. That's for accelerated company, a large accelerated filer. Right, so large accelerated filer. What is the primary purpose of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission? What is the primary purpose of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC, to establish auditing, to evaluate, to protect investors, and oversee public financial markets? I would say that to protect investors and oversee public financial markets. Yes. Alright, so the question says, what is the primary purpose of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission? Is to protect investors and oversee public financial markets. Emergency established from Securities 1934. Why does SEC exist? Securities and Exchange Commission to protect investors and oversee public financial markets. Let's understand. Right. Establish accounting standard. GAAP. All right. This has been. Let's see. What does SEC actually do? Think of SEC as the referee of the stock market. Its mission is protect investors, maintain fair and orderly markets, promote confidence in the financial system. Simple example, imagine a company wants to sell stock. The SEC doesn't say, this company is excellent. Instead, SEC says, tell investors the truth, publish your financial statements, disclose important risk, don't commit fraud. Then investors make their own decisions. CPA memory trick: when you see SEC, think protect investors. Okay. Give me a little more information about the SEC. For example, the act, under which act? What does it regulate? Does it regulate brokerage, exchanges, enforcement, discipline? What does it do? Is it anti-fraud? Where does it refer criminal cases? So give me some more information about SEC. For CPA exams, it helps to think of the SEC as the top regulator of the U.S. securities market. Where did the SEC come from? The SEC was created by Securities Exchange Act of 1934. Why? After the Wall Street crash of 1929 and the Great Depression, Congress wanted to restore trust in the financial markets. The two major securities laws, Securities Act of 1933, Securities Act of 1933, often called Truth in Securities, focuses on new securities being issued to the public. Example, a company wants to sell stock in an IPO. The company must provide truthful disclosures. Think 1933, new issues. Securities Exchange Act of 1934 created the SEC, focuses on ongoing reporting, stock exchanges, broker-dealers, anti-fraud enforcement. Think 1934, trading after issuance. What does the SEC regulate? Public companies. The SEC requires public companies to file 10K, which is the annual, 10Q, which is the quarterly, 8K major events. The goal is transparency. Stock exchanges, the SEC oversees exchanges such as New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ. The SEC makes sure markets operate fairly. Broker dealers, the SEC regulates brokerage firms. Examples include firms like buying and selling securities, handling customer accounts, making required disclosures. Investment advisors, the SEC regulates many investment advisors and investment companies. Examples mutual funds, ETFs, registered investment advisors. Is the SEC anti fraud? Absolutely. One of its biggest responsibilities is fighting insider trading, market manipulation, false financial statements, Ponzi schemes, misleading investors. When you hear securities fraud, the SEC is often involved. Does the SEC put people in jail? Not directly. This is important. The SEC is primarily a civil enforcement agency. It can fine people, bar people from the securities industry, suspend licenses, seek disgorgement, return of illegal profits. But the SEC cannot generally send someone to prison by itself. Who handles criminal cases? When the SEC finds criminal misconduct, it often refers cases to United States Department of Justice. The DOJ can investigate criminal violations, prosecute offenders, seek prison sentences. Think SEC civil penalties, DOJ, criminal penalties. Where does FASB and PCAOB fit? Many students confuse these. Okay, I'm gonna stay here. Public Company Accounting Oversight Board. Public Company Accounting Oversight Board created by the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Oversees public company auditors, audits standards, audit inspections. CPA exam memory map. SEC protect investors, regulate securities markets, require disclosures, fight fraud, oversee exchanges, oversee broker dealers, enforce securities laws. FASB makes accounting rules like GAAP. PCAOB oversees auditors. DOJ criminal prosecutions. A simple CPA memory sentence is FASB writes the rules, PCAOB watches the auditors, SEC protects investors, and DOJ sends criminals to court. Okay. Good morning, Gabriela. Determining diluted earnings per share, dividends, and non-convertible cumulative In determining diluted earnings per share, dividends on non-convertible cumulative preferred stock should be what? So the keywords are non-convertible cumulative preferred stock. You can take it. All right, cumulative preferred stock. Remember, the charger is over there in the room. Basic EPS formula, net income preferred dividends. Remember basic EPS. Basic EPS formula, net income minus preferred dividends divided by weighted average common shares. For cumulative preferred stock, the preferred shareholders are entitled to the dividend whether the board declares it or not. Think of cumulative preferred dividends as a bill that keeps accumulating. What does non-convertible mean? It means the preferred shares cannot become common shares. Since they can never convert into common stock, they stayed preferred. They do not create additional common shares. They are not added back in diluted EPS. Therefore, the preferred dividend still belongs to the preferred shareholders and must still be removed from income available to common shareholders. Step 3. Diluted EPS. For convertible preferred stock, you would often add back the preferred dividend to income. Add the additional common shares to the denominator. Why? Because you're pretending the preferred shares converted, but this question says non-convertible preferred stock, so no conversion assumption is allowed. So read that. In determining diluted earnings per share, dividends on non-convertible cumulative preferred stock should be deducted from net income whether declared or not. Okay, simple way to remember. Ask yourself, can these preferred shares become common shares? No, they are non-convertible. Keep subtracting the preferred dividend. Subtracting the preferred dividend. Yes, convertible. For diluted EPS, pretend they converted and add the dividend back. So the words convertible cumulative preferred stock immediately point to deduct the dividend whether declared or not. Whether declared or not. Add it back. Deduct. Deducted from net income whether declared or not. Okay, so let me see. In determining diluted earnings per share, dividends on non-convertible cumulative preferred stock should be deducted from earning from net income whether declared or not, because you own them already. Okay, it's about time to go to break. All right, everybody, we're going to take a break, 10 minutes break. Going to take 10 minutes break, and then we'll be right back.
With me, we open the books and we keep our feet steady. Let's master our craft. Let's work on our dreams. One page at a time till the whole room believes. May God give you intelligence. May He give you wisdom. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes. Oh, you've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp, with a great memory. Oh, come and study with me. Come study with me. May you pass every exams with grace in your hands. When the paper gets hard, you can still take a stand. No matter if you wanna be a CPA, MD, or RN, you got what it takes. You can win again. May God give you intelligence. Oh, may He give you wisdom. Oh, critical thinking too. Let it rise in you. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes. Oh, you've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp, with a great memory. With a great memory. Come and study with me. Come study with me. When the hours feel long, when the notes run deep, oh, keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your promise to keep. May God give you intelligence. Oh, may He give you wisdom. Oh, critical thinking too. Study with me. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp, with a great memory. With a great memory. May you pass every exams. Come study with me. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. Let's master our craft. Let's work on our dreams. Come study with me. Come study with me. We open the books and we keep our feet steady. Let's master our craft. Let's work on our dreams. Oh, one page at a time till the whole room believes. May God give you intelligence. May He give you wisdom. Critical thinking too. Let it rise in you. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes. Oh, you've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp, with a great memory. Oh, come and study with me. Come study with me. May you pass every exams with grace in your hands. When the paper gets hard, you can still take a stand. No matter if you wanna be a CPA, MD, or RN, you got what it takes. You can win again. May God give you intelligence. Oh, may He give you wisdom. Oh, critical thinking too. Let it rise in you. Come and study with me. feel long when the notes run deep. Oh, keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your promise to keep. May God give you intelligence. May He give you wisdom. Critical thinking too. Amen. Amen. Come and study with me. 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 You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp. Ooh, with the great memory. With the great memory. May you pass every exams. Come study with me. Come study with me. Come and study with me. Come study with me. Let's master our craft. Let's work on our dreams. Come study with me. Come study with me. We open the books and we keep our feet steady. Let's master our craft. Let's work on our dreams. Oh, one page at a time till the whole room believes. May God give you intelligence. May He give you wisdom. Critical thinking too. Let it rise in you. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes. Oh, you've got what it takes. May your brain be so sharp. Ooh, with the great memory. Oh, come and study with me. Come study with me. May you pass every exams with grace in your hands. When the paper gets hard, you can still take a stand. No matter if you wanna be a CPA, MD, or RN, you got what it takes. You can win again. May God give you intelligence. Oh, may He give you wisdom. Oh, critical thinking too. Let it rise in you. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. Come and study with me. You've got what it takes.
All right, we're back. We are back. It was a great break. Okay, so let's go back to work. Which of the following best describes the content of SSC Form 10Q? 10Q is quarterly, is of the following best describes the content of SEC Form 10Q? Annual? No, it's quarterly. Quarterly, not audited. Quarterly, reviewed. Financial information and other information about the company. So when you see 10Q, when you see SEC Form 10Q, the words that what needs to come in mind is quarterly, the first one, and reviewed, not audited, reviewed. Quarterly, reviewed. This is 10Q. Okay. Okay. General purpose financial reporting, non-governmental, not-for-profit, state and local government concepts, public company reporting. Senior accountant for Carlton Co., public company with a complex capital structure, has just finished preparing Carlton's income statement for current fiscal year. While reviewing the income statement, Carlton's finance director noticed that the earnings per share data has been omitted. What changes will have to be made to Carlton's income statement as a result of the omission of the earnings per share data? No changes will have to be made to Carlton's income statement. Wait. Senior accountant for Carlton Co., a public company with a complex capital structure, has just finished preparing Carlton's income statement for the current fiscal year. While reviewing the income statement, Carlton's financial director noticed that the earnings per share data has been omitted. What changes will have to be made to Carlton's income statement as a result of the omission of the earnings per share data? Carlton's income statement will only have to be revised to include the earnings per share data and the net income for the. Good morning, Audrey. How you doing? I'm doing good. Net income for the past 2 years was greater than 5 million. Carlton's income statement will only have to be revised to include the earnings per share data. Carlton mix capitalization is greater than 5 million. Will have to be revised to include the earnings per share data. public company with a complex capital structure. That means the company must report basic EPS, diluted EPS. On the face of the income statement, why is EPS required? If you're an investor, you don't just want to know the company earned 10 million. You also want to know how much of that belongs to each share I own. Okay, how much of that belongs to each share I own? That's what EPS tells you. What is a complex capital structure? A company has a complex capital structure when it has securities that could become common stocks, such as convertible bonds, convertible preferred stock, stock options, warrants. Because these can dilute existing shareholders, the company must report basic EPS, diluted EPS. The CPA rule for a public company, EPS disclosure is required on the income statement. If EPS is omitted, the income statement is not complete. Therefore, the statement must be revised to include EPS. How to remember it? Think private company may not need EPS. Public company must show EPS. Public company plus complex capital structure must show both basic EPS, diluted EPS. Exam shortcut. When you see public company, immediately think EPS is required. When you see complex capital structure, immediately think basic EPS plus diluted EPS. That's why the answer is income statement will have to be revised to include the earnings per share data. Revised to include the earnings per share. So, Beijing Gabriel. Ja, okay, you can get it. You can take it, go. You can take it. Income statement will have to be revised to include the earnings per share. Basic earnings per share is financial ratio that measures net income assigned to each outstanding common share. Income assigned to each share. The following information is relevant to the computation of form calls earnings per share to be disclosed on Form's income statement for the year ending December 31st. Net income for year 2 is $800,000. $400,000 face value 10-year convertible bond outstanding on January 1st. The bonds were issued 4 years ago at a premium that is being amortized in the amount of $28,000 per year. The stated rate of interest on the bonds is 8%, and the bonds were issued to yield 7%. Each $1,000 bond is convertible into 70 shares of Farm's common stock. Preferred stock $10 par, 4% cumulative, 15,000 shares issued and outstanding. No dividend is declared for year 2. Farm's corporate income tax is 20%. What amount should be used as the numerator and the fraction used to compute farm's diluted earnings per share, assuming that the bonds are dilutive securities. Dilutive securities. The first thing to remember is for convertible bonds, diluted EPS uses the if converted method. That that means we pretend the bonds were converted into stock at the beginning of the year. If they were converted, the company would not pay interest on the bonds. Therefore, we add back the after-tax interest expense to the numerator. Start with net income. Net income is $800,000. Step 2, subtract preferred dividends. The preferred stock is 15,000 shares, $10 par, 4% cumulative. Annual preferred dividend, 15,000 times $10 times 4%. That's 6,000. Because it is cumulative, subtracted even though it was not declared. Basic EPS numerator, 800,000 minus 6,000, 794. Calculate bond interest. Bonds outstanding, 4 million, stated rate 8%. Interest expense, 4 million times 8%, 320,000. Step 4, adjust for premium amortization. The bonds were issued at a premium. Premium amortization reduces interest expense. Interest expense reported 320,000 minus 28,000, 292,000. Step 5, calculate after-tax interest. Tax rate is 20%. After-tax interest is 292,000 times 1 minus T, 1 minus 20%. 292,000 times 80%. That's $233,600. Add back after-tax interest because we are assuming conversion. 794,000 plus 233, 1,127,600. This is a little complicated. Let me read that so I can go back to it. The following information is relevant to the computation of farm costs, earnings per share to be disclosed on farm's income statement for the year ending December 31st. Net income for year 2 is $800,000. $4 million face value 10-year convertible bonds outstanding on January 1st. The bonds were issued 4 years ago at a premium that is being amortized in the amount of $28,000 per share. The stated rate of interest on the bonds is 8%, and the bonds were issued to yield 7%. Each 1,000 bond is convertible into 70 shares of farm's common stock. Preferred stock, $10 par, 4% cumulative, 15,000 shares issued and outstanding. No dividend is declared for year 2. Farm's corporate income tax rate is 20%. What amount should be used as the hello Bentley, how you doing? Good. Okay. What amount should be used as the numerator in the fraction used to compute farm's diluted earnings per share, assuming that the bonds are dilutive securities? Okay, so let's interpret the question. That means let's go phrase by phrase, sentence by sentence to interpret it so that we understand exactly what we're talking about. Okay. The following information is relevant to the computation of farm cost earnings per share. Immediately your brain should say, we are in the EPS chapter. Okay? The following information is relevant to the computation of farm's cost earnings per share. Immediately your brain should say, we are in the EPS chapter. Now ask, are they asking for basic EPS or diluted EPS? Keep reading. Second sentence, net income for year 2 is $800,000. What is net income? This is the starting point for the EPS numerator. So mentally, write starting numerator is 800,000. Third sentence, 4 million face value 10-year convertible bonds outstanding. Stop right there. The most important word is convertible. When you see convertible bonds, think these bonds can become common stock. Therefore, potential dilution, diluted EPS, if converted method. The examiner is telling you, I want you to consider what happens if these bonds become shares. Next phase, the bonds were issued 4 years ago. Ask, why do I care? You usually don't. This is mostly background information. CPA questions often include extra facts. Next phrase, premium amortized at $28,000 per year. Now your ears should perk up. Why? Should perk up. Why? Because if we're going to add back interest expense, we need the real interest expense. Premium amortization affects interest expense. So this fact is important. Next phrase, stated rate 8%. Why are they giving me 8%? To calculate the bond interest. 4 million times 8% is 320,000. Next phrase, issued to yield 7%. Students often panic here. Ask, do I need the market rate? No, not for this question. The examiner already gave us the premium amortization. The yield explains why there is a premium. It's mostly background. Next phrase, each $1,000 bond is convertible into 70 shares. This screams diluted EPS. This information will be used for the denominator. Notice the question asks for the numerator. Therefore, you don't need this number yet, but the examiner is signaling we are definitely doing a diluted EPS problem. Next sentence, preferred stock $10 par, 4% cumulative. Stop again. The key word is cumulative. What does cumulative mean? Even if no dividend is declared, the preferred shareholders are still entitled to it. So immediately think preferred dividend must be deducted from net income. Next phrase, 15,000 shares issued and outstanding. Why? To calculate the preferred dividend, 15,000 times $10 times 4% is 6,000. Next phrase, no dividend is declared for year 2. This is a trap. Why? Because many students think no dividend declared, no deduction. Wrong. The stock is cumulative. Therefore, still subtract the dividend. The examiner is testing whether you know the meaning of cumulative. Next sentence, corporate income tax rate is 20%. Now your brain should say, why would EPS care about taxes? Because convertible bonds require add back after tax interest, not pre-tax interest. This tells you the bond adjustment is coming. Final sentence, what amount would be used as the numerator? This is critical. Notice what they are not asking. They're not asking for diluted EPS, basic EPS denominator. They're asking only what number goes on top. So ignore all denominator information, ignore conversion shares, ignore weighted average shares, focus on net income minus preferred dividend plus after-tax interest and convertible bonds. What the question is really asking, if I rewrote this question in plain English, it would say, start with net income, remove the cumulative preferred dividend, then pretend the convertible bonds were converted into stock and add back the after-tax interest that would not have been paid. What number do you get? That is the entire story of the question. This is how CPA candidates get faster. Before touching the calculator, they identify what every sentence is trying to tell them. Eventually, you'll look at words like convertible, cumulative, and tax rate and instantly know which piece belong in the numerator and which belong in the denominator. Okay. So after that, let's go ahead and resolve the question again to get the answer. What are they asking? What amount should be used in as the numerator in diluted EPS? So we're looking for diluted EPS numerator. Start with net income. The question says net income is $800,000. So $800,000. 800,000. Step 2, subtract cumulative preferred dividend. The preferred stock is 15,000 shares, $10 par, 4% cumulative. You see, you have the information. 15,000 shares, subtract cumulative preferred dividend. You have 15,000 shares, $10 par, 4% cumulative. So what you're going to do is, in your preferred dividend, 15,000 times $10 times the percentage, the 4%. That will give you 6,000. Because it is cumulative, we subtract it even though no dividend is declared. So 800,000 minus 6,000 is 794,000. This is the basic EPS numerator. Step 3, add back after-tax interest on convertible bonds. The bonds are 4 million face value, 8% stated rate, and your interest paid. 4 million times 8% is 320,000. 320,000. Step 4, adjust for premium amortization. The question says premium amortization is $28,000. Premium amortization reduces interest expense. Therefore, 320,000 minus 28,000 is 292,000. Actual interest expense, 292,000. Step 5, convert to after-tax interest. Tax rate is 20%. 292,000 times 1 minus T, 1 minus 20%, is 292,000 times 80 times 80%, 0.80, equals 233,600. This is the amount we add back. Why? Because if the bond had been converted into stock, the company would not have paid that interest. Step 6, compute diluted EPS numerator. 794,000 plus 233,600 is 1,027,600. This is the final answer. Diluted EPS numerator is 1,027,600. Start with net income minus cumulative preferred dividend plus after-tax interest saved if convertible bonds were converted, and that's what it is. The following information is relevant to the computation of Chen's core earnings per share to be disclosed on Chen's income statement for year ending December 31st, year 2. Net income year 2 is 600,000, which is almost the same question. 600,000, 5 million face value, 10-year convertible bonds outstanding on January 1st. The bonds were issued 4 years ago at a discount, which is being amortized in the amount of $20,000 per year. The stated rate of interest on the bonds is 9%, and the bonds were issued to yield 10%. Each $1,000 bond is convertible into 20 shares of Chen's common stock. Chen's corporate income tax is 25%. Chen has no preferred stock outstanding and no other convertible securities. What amount should be used as the numerator in the fraction used to compute Chen's diluted earnings per share, assuming that the bonds are dilutive securities? That's almost the same question. And you need to learn how to interpret this to understand the story. Okay, let's do it again. Alright, so let's go ahead and interpret each phrase and sentence of this, which looks like the previous one, so we can understand it. Each one step by step. Let's break this down very slowly because diluted EPS questions can feel confusing. What are they asking? They ask what amount should be used as the numerator in the fraction used to compute diluted EPS. For diluted EPS with convertible bonds, we use the if converted method. That means we pretend the bonds were converted into stock at the beginning of the year. If the bonds had been converted, the company would not pay interest on those bonds. Therefore, net income would be higher. We add back the after-tax interest expense to net income. Step 2, start with net income. Net income is $600,000. Step 3, calculate bond interest face value of bonds, $5 million. Stated interest rate is 9%. Interest paid is $5 million times 9% is $450,000. Step 4, add discount amortization. The discount amortization is also interest expense. Okay, so $450,000 plus $20,000 equals $470,000. Total interest expense is $470,000. Step 5, convert to after-tax interest. Because interest reduced taxable income, we only add back the after-tax amount. Tax rate is 25%. So $470,000 times 1 minus T minus 25%. So we will do 470,000 times 0.75. That gives you 352,500. After tax interest is 352,500. Step 6, compute diluted EPS numerator. 600,000 plus 352,500 952,500 is 952,500. So this is the answer, $952,500. Why do we add back the interest? Think of it this way. The question says, assume the bonds were converted. If the bonds became stock, there would be no bond interest expense. So we put that interest back into earnings. Diluted EPS numerator, net income. That's the key rule for every CPA style diluted EPS questions involving convertible bonds. Okay. It's a little confusing, but we will understand it. So let's go ahead and interpret this phrase by phrase, sentence by sentence, like we did for the other one. But let's go into even more details to understand every single thing, so that as I read the question, I already know exactly what they are asking and how to attack to find the answer. Sentence 1. The following information is relevant. The following information is relevant to the computation of Chenco's earnings per share. Translation: the topic is EPS, earnings per share. Immediately your brain should ask, basic EPS, diluted EPS, numerator, denominator. All right. EPS always means EPS, earnings available to common shareholders, weighted average shares, divided by weighted average shares. So already you're thinking numerator equals earnings, denominator equals shares. Sentence 2. Net income for year 2 is 600,000. Translation: this is the starting point. For EPS, net income is usually the starting numerator. Write numerator 600,000. Don't do anything else yet. Sentence 3. 5 million face value, 10-year convertible bonds outstanding on January 1st. Let's dissect every word. 5 million face value. Face value means the company owes bondholders $5 million. This number is important because interest is usually calculated using face value. Whenever you see bond note payable face value, your brain should immediately think interest calculation coming. 10-year, the bond mature in 10 years. For this problem, mostly irrelevant, CPA laws throw in extra information in. Convertible bonds, this is the big clue. Circle it, highlight it, tattoo it on the question. Convertible means bondholders can exchange bonds for common stock. As soon as you see convertible bonds, think diluted EPS, because conversion creates more shares. More shares equals dilution. Outstanding on January 1st. Translation: the bond existed the entire year. Therefore, use a full year's interest. No prorating. Sentence 4. The bond were issued 4 years ago at a discount. Issued 4 years ago. Translation: the bond are not new. They already existed for years. Not very important. At a discount, very important. Discount means the company borrowed less cash than face value. Example, face value 5 million, may be cash received for 4,800,000. Difference equals discount. What does discount mean? Discount creates additional interest expense. CPA loves this. When you see bond discount amortization, think interest expense is bigger than cash interest paid. Sentence 5, which is being amortized in the amount of $20,000 per year. Translation: the company records $20,000 extra interest expense every year. So now your brain should build interest expense, cash interest plus discount amortization. Sentence 6, the stated rate of interest on the bond is 9%. This tells you cash interest paid is $5 million times 9%, which becomes $450,000. Immediately write cash interest $450,000. Sentence 7, and the bonds were issued to yield 10%. Many students panic here for this question. Ignore it. Why? Because they already gave discount amortization stated rate. Discount amortization and stated rate. Everything needed is already known. The 10% yield simply explains why there was a discount. Sentence 8, each $1,000 bond is convertible into 20 shares of Chen's common stock. This is huge for the denominator. Let's interpret it. Every $1,000 bond, total bonds, 5 million. Face value per bond, 1,000. Number of bonds, 5 million. Divided by 1,000, that's 5,000. Bonds, 5,000 bonds. Each bond converts into 20 shares. 5,000 times 20 equals 100,000. 100,000 shares. If they ask for the denominator, you'd add 100,000 shares. Notice the sentence affects denominator, not numerator. Sentence 9, Chen's corporate income tax rate is 25%. Whenever you see tax rate with convertible bonds, think after-tax interest because interest expense reduces taxes. Formula after-tax interest. Interest equals interest expense times 1 minus T. Chen has no preferred stock outstanding. Translation: no preferred dividends. Nothing to subtract from net income. Remember, basic EPS, numerator, net income minus preferred dividends. Since they are known, no adjustment. Sentence 11, and no other convertible securities. Translation: only one source of dilution. The bonds, no convertible preferred stock. No options, no warrants, no complexity. Final question, what amount should be used as the numerator? Stop. This is the most important sentence. Ask what are they asking, numerator or denominator? They ask numerator. Numerator. Therefore, ignore all share calculations. Ignore 20 shares, 100,000 shares. Those affect denominator only. Attack plan. As soon as you finish reading, your brain should say diluted EPS, convertible bonds. If converted method, numerator adjustment, net income equals after-tax interest. Step A, net income, 600,000. Step B, interest, 5 million times 9%, 450,000. Step C, add discount amortization, 450,000 plus 20,000, 470,000. Step D, after tax, 470,000 times 75%, 52,000. Step E, adjusted numerator, 600,000 plus 352,500, that's 952,000 500. Mental shortcut for future CPA exam. When you see convertible bond plus diluted EPS plus numerator, immediately think, start with net income and add back after tax expense. When you see convertible bond plus diluted EPS plus denominator, immediately think, calculate the additional shares from conversion. That one rule alone will solve most CPA diluted EPS bond questions. Okay, I think we are done for now. Whoa. Yep. So I have 21. Yes, so we're done, everybody. This is all for today. I'll go back to the video and learn a little more about this. Have a great day.